Charlotte Museum hosts an exhibit celebrating 35 years of pro hoops in the Queen City. Welcome to Power Forward, Charlotte Edition,
where we celebrate heart, hustle, and hoops on the local. Exploring basketball's most important hoop spots in your city.
Next stop,
Charlotte Museum of History at Hive at 35.
With our tour guides Nolan, Dahm, the exhibit manager, and Cam Lee, the founder of Culture NC. Hey guys.
What's up, Nolan?
How's it going?
Hey, Cam.
How you doing?
Good to meet you.
Thanks for joining us here today. We got a little bit of a sneak peek of the exhibit, but I would love if you guys could give us the full tour. How do you guys feel the culture of Charlotte basketball stands today in 2024?
Well, I think LaMelo Ball has helped out a lot. I think having those key players definitely helps any city. Having the team move and then come back, there's like that awkwardness. But at the same time, I think the Hornets brand has always been beloved. So
We hear a lot, there's no such thing as a casual Hornets fan. So
Really?
what you notice in this city is people who care about the Hornets, they really care about the Hornets. And that's something we tried to represent in this exhibit here too. Yeah, so I mean, what you walk in, what we want you to see first when you walk into this space is that is the iconic photo from Hornets history, right? Alonzo Mourning, 1993 playoffs. This is the Hornets' kind of first foray into the playoffs. It's game four. And Alonzo Mourning hits the shot, buzzer beater, beat the Celtics, who were kind of the favorite to win the finals that year, right?
No, the Bulls were.
The Bulls were?
Yeah, the
All
Bulls
right,
were.
hey, the Celtics were a favorite. Can I say that? Is that okay? Okay. What's here is just where that shot was, right? A recreation of that shot arc, hitting the three here.
Yep, that's it.
Swish, that was it.
That's one.
So this is our jersey display, our locker room display.
well, you can see the evolution of the iconic jerseys from Johnny Newman to Al Jefferson. So this is just a great picture of the evolution of the iconic jerseys throughout the years.
These are the first jerseys in the NBA to have pinstripes, which we kind of take for granted now, but back then this was a wild and crazy cool jersey, right? I mean, I think that's something you gotta remember. Alexander Julian, he's a fashion designer first. Julian also has designed racing suits for Mario Andretti. He designed the iconic kind of diamond print that UNC Chapel Hill has that you see on their court and their jerseys. He designed that too.
You talk about the thing that go on the side
Yeah,
of the
like
jersey?
that's
Oh,
Alexander
okay.
Julian, right?
Wow.
So all at this time in the 80s and 90s, he was in the Carolinas, pushing basketball culture and sports culture forward through fashion design.
Speaking of, though, I do want to stand with the legends.
Let's
You
see
can't
it.
answer this because you've been around me. How tall am I?
Somewhere between 5'3" and 6'10". So I think the last place for us to go is to talk about the mascot for the Hornets, Hugo. And you can see on our little Jumbotron we've got going up here, we actually have a video playing right now about the original Hugo. You see Super Hugo on there. He won 3 back-to-back mascot slam dunk contests.
Wow.
But the original Hugo, a lot of people don't know, was actually designed by Cheryl Henson. And if you recognize that Henson name, she's the daughter of Jim Henson, the Muppets guy. Mascots in the 80s and 90s were mostly just kind of really stiff. They would wave, they would high-five kids. And the Hornets, another sort of cultural thing they were doing is trying to make it more exciting. And they hired a guy who was an acrobat, a gymnast. And this was a new idea.
All right, so I don't want to go just yet because here on Power Forward, we like to play a little game called Over Under. Nolan, since you are the expert of this entire exhibit, I would like if you could devise a little 5-question quiz for Phil.
Okay.
He's a hoops head, but we're going to test his Charlotte basketball knowledge and specifically what he learned here in the exhibit today.
Okay.
Now, Cam, in Over Under, we need a line to be set. So we have 5 questions total that Phil's going to answer. You set the line on how many you think he might get correct.
Phil knows his stuff. I'm going to go with 3.
Okay, so why don't we set the line at 2.5? I'll take the over because I feel like you were paying attention today.
I always feel confident. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Who was the first player drafted by the Hornets?
He came from Kentucky, Rex Chapman.
All right, that's 1 for 1.
What was the first professional basketball team in Charlotte?
Not the Washington Generals, Muskrats, the Carolina Raccoons, the Carolina Cheetahs.
Carolina Cougars.
I knew it was a
All right.
Come on.
How many NBA teams are featured on the back of the Charlotte Barbie box?
30 minus 2 equals 20, 28.
What was the only professional hoops team in Charlotte
In
during the 2003 season?
It's the Charlotte Sting, man. Come on now.
Who was the iconic designer that designed the first Hornets uniforms in 1988?
The dapper guy, the good-looking guy. Alan Thurston III. I don't know his name, man. I don't remember his name.
Nice
so
meeting
much.
you guys.
Thank
We're
you,
happy
guys.
to have you. We always love seeing new people here in Charlotte learning about the Hornets.
Thank you.
Cam, if you find another starter jacket, you know who to call.
I will. Come back to a game sometime.
Go Hornets.
All right, you guys, that's it from the Charlotte Museum of History. Thank you so much for joining us.
Shout out to Cam and Nolan for hanging with us.
And we will see you next time at your local Hoops Hotspot.
And remember, power forward.